Say hi to my blog, brother.
Say hi to your
Introducing
blog.
Ali of Wonderland.
No. You know,
It's okay.
you'll never get a friend like me.
I don't know if you guys have been living underneath a rock or not, but the South Korean Netflix drama Squid Games is on track to becoming the streamer's biggest series of all time. Among the hundreds of contestants in desperate need of cash and vying to survive a series of sinister games is Ali Abdul, played by newcomer Anupam Tripathi. This young man has finally begun to earn the type of roles he's been in search for his whole life after moving to South Korea from India with hopes of making it big. In this sense, Anupam was the perfect selection to portray a character with a journey similar to his own. How did Anupam overcome his parents' skepticism to accomplish his life's goals? You're about to find out on this newest episode of Before They Were Famous.
Finally, after 10 years, he landed his first major role after being cast in the Netflix series Squid Game. Tripathi plays Abdul Ali, a migrant factory worker from Pakistan who desperately needs money to support his family.
Anupam Tripathi was born on November 2nd, 1988 in New Delhi, India. Anupam was raised by a middle-class family that pushed the young man to embrace his studies from an early age so as to earn a decent job and make an easy living for himself. Understanding that, you can probably imagine his father's disappointment when his son began to gravitate more and more towards the arts from an early age.
What else do you do here aside from acting? He's a very good
Dancing.
actor here. You dance?
Singing.
You don't dance.
Ain't no sunshine when she's gone. Why are you laughing?
After a brief fascination with music, Anupam became hooked on acting, and after he happened to catch a stage production of Spartacus, he was so enamored with the experience that he managed to work his way into playing a background actor for the production. From that point on, Anupam joined Beirut Theater Group. Reflecting on these early acting experiences in his home country, Anupam told Yahoo, "I enjoyed every bit of it because in going in front of the audience and expressing myself, it was so fascinating to become somebody and then again become myself." Now a budding young actor, Anupam intended to take the next logical step by applying to India's prestigious National School of Drama. But before he could do that, another opportunity revealed itself when a friend of his let him know about a scholarship that was available to study acting at the Korean National University of the Arts. Anupam decided to take the path less traveled and passed his required exam with flying colors, winning the scholarship.
One of my friend told me like there is a scholarship in Korean National University of Arts. If you can pass the exam, you can learn what you love the most, and that stuck in my head.
The only problem, Anupam knew his parents were going to be unhappy about his decision, so he hid his plans from his family the entire time, never telling them what was going on until after he was accepted. Talk about betting on yourself. At that point, he told them what happened, and they gave him their blessing considering what he had already accomplished. In 2010, Anupam moved to South Korea and embarked on his new adventure. Early on, his biggest hurdle was definitely the language barrier, but he got to work overcoming this and other cultural divides as quickly as possible. Thanks to his innate persistence, Anupam eventually became fluent in South Korean after 2 years of learning the language. Along the way, he also made a ton of friends at his new school, and before long, he was finally feeling like he belonged. He told Vice, "Challenges are a big part of the game we chose to be a part of. I knew there was going to be challenges, but I am very positive, curious, and a friendly guy. That's how I spent an enjoyable 11 years in Korea." Before his acting career would take off, Anupam needed to put in the work to build up his experience, so that's exactly what he did. In his third year at university, Anupam began to perform in local theater productions. One of his most memorable roles was in a musical called Momo, where he was cast as a villainous grandfather trying to suck the life force out of young people.
Throughout his time at acting school, he was constantly faced with cultural and language barriers, but they didn't hold him back.
Try at least try. Let's try. It's hard. It's very hard. It's difficult. But at the same time, I always have challenged myself like, if I have come this far, let's move one more step.
Slowly but surely, Anupam landed further parts, including a small role in films like 2014's Ode to My Father and the 2016 television drama Descendants of the Sun. By the following year in 2017, Anupam would suffer a devastating loss when his father passed away back home in New Delhi. Anupam would spend the next few years continuing to appear in small roles on projects like Space Sweepers and The Fortress, while also flying back home to spend time with his family. It was after returning from a trip to India in January of 2020 that his life would change forever. When Anupam got back to Korea, he was contacted by a Korean casting agency that specializes in foreign characters. They requested Anupam send them a tape for an unspecified role, and after he did so, they brought him in for an audition with a casting director. The part, his eventual breakthrough character, Ali Abdul from Squid Game. But the thing is, at first, Ali wasn't quite physically right for the role. He told Yahoo, "At the time, I didn't have the correct body shape because I had just come back after eating home food. And once they said, okay, you're going to do this character, I was like, okay, now I have to put on weight. I have to work for it." With the help of a friend, Anupam bulked up, gaining more than 10 pounds of muscle to give himself enough semblance of power that he could realistically compete in the life and death games his character was going to participate in. I mean, the way that he grabs Ji-hun before he falls in red light, green light, yeah, you kind of got to be bulked up to do that.
You should lean back, practically lie down. Push your lower abdomen up to the sky as hard as you can, and throw your head back to the point where you can almost see the groin of the person behind you. If you do that, the other team won't be able to pull us to their side.
The next task for Anupam was trying to familiarize himself with playing a Pakistani character. So to do so, he watched a ton of BBC documentaries and YouTube videos that dive deep into the Pakistani migrant experience. He also spent time with Pakistani friends living in South Korea so that he could pick up on some of the nuances of the Urdu language. Competition to land this role was fierce, but thanks to all of his prep, Anupam was able to survive these 3 intense auditions. When he eventually got that life-altering call from the folks at Netflix telling him that he had booked the part, Anupam immediately jumped up and began dancing with joy.
Squid Game. Squid Game. Squid Game. Ojingo Game. Again. Let's go. Yeah, let's go, man. So,
with the losers.
So blessed with the light of Ojingo Game.
He's described shooting Squid Game as an amazing experience, one that he looked forward to taking part in every day, sensing that he was a part of something special.
The script is wonderful, okay? So everybody who understands or something, there was a feeling that it will go big, but this big, that is unexpected. For me, I didn't expect it this big.
Whether or not he realized that Squid Game would go on to become a global phenomenon is something else entirely. I mean, no one can really prepare themselves for something like that. But with all the hard work he's already put in, Anupam knows that his father would be exceedingly proud of him and that he's ready for whatever opportunity comes his way next. As for the rest of this story, well, that's another time for another place. After all, this is before they were famous. My name is Clyde Smith, and if you enjoyed this video, remember to like and subscribe, and I'll catch you guys in another video.